Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. In this video, let's learn how to send email using Django. Before that, if you are new to my channel, just click the subscribe button and turn on the notification. Okay guys, without any say, let me get into the code. Here you can see guys, I have just created a Django project. Till now I didn't create any app. For that, let me say, here you can see guys, the main difference between a project and an app is a project is basically the entire website, but a app is just like the sub module, like a sub feature. You can create any number of app with in a single project. Okay guys, without any say, just let me say this once again. Python manage.py start app mail sender. Hit enter, you will see here mail sender. Here you can see guys, we successfully created our app. Okay guys, let's first get into the settings.py. Okay, let's first specify our apps in the installed apps section. For that you have to say mail sender dot apps dot mail sender config. Okay, say a comma over there. Here this mail sender config name must be same as this apps.py, otherwise it doesn't work guys, so that's why be careful while writing this. Okay guys, we successfully specified our app in the installed apps. Okay, let's get into the what is that mail sender. Let's get into views.py. Before creating any further, let me create urls.py. Okay, let's say get into mail sender and say touch, let's say urls.py. Okay guys, we successfully created urls.py. Before that, let's get urls.py which is inside the project, my project. Let's say urls.py. Let me remove all this extra unnecessary stuff. Let's import include here. Okay guys, we have to specify our app path here, otherwise our app doesn't gonna work and we can't specify our app any other way. For that you have to say path, let's say mail sender. Okay, let's say, let me see the spelling correctly. Okay guys, here I have to include my CLUD my urls.py which is inside the mail sender. For that you have to say mail sender dot urls. Okay guys, say a comma over there. Okay, let's save this file, let's close this file, let's come back views.py which is inside the mail sender. Let's say get into the mail sender and in the views.py let me say def index, let's say a request, and let's just send return a http response, or better let me create a file guys. Why should I go for http response? Okay guys, let's create a HTML file. For creating templates you have to create a folder called templates inside the our app which is mail sender, not in the project. For that let's say a folder which is template. Otherwise here you can see guys, here you can go and say no new folder and name it as templates, and but I am going to create a folder in this way using terminal. Let me say hit enter. Here you can see guys, I have created a folder called templates. Inside the template folder I have to say create another folder which I have to name as mail sender. This step is pretty simple guys. First of all, get into the project. After that, get into the mail sender. After that, create a folder called templates. After that, get into templates. After that, create another folder called the same app name, not the project name. Here our app name is mail sender. For that, let me say mail sender Okay, hit enter. Here you can see guys, in the templates folder we have another one folder called mail sender. Okay guys, let me get into the mail sender. Let me create a HTML file. Let me name it as form.html. Okay guys, here you can see guys, I have successfully created a HTML file inside the mail sender, which is inside the templates. Okay guys, let's say HTML5. We will get the template here. Let me rename as say send mail, nothing more fancy, whatever the name. Okay guys, here let's create a form of what does it? Okay, with a method called post. Let me undo this action. Here we don't need this. Okay guys, let me create three field. One is subject, another one is, okay, let's create input field for that subject. Let me name it as subject, nothing more fancy, just say subject. And another one field which is for message, right? Okay, let's create a text area for this. Okay, let's say name is gonna be the same, which is message. And here let me undo this id. Here we don't need this. Okay guys, let's create another one field which is for email. Let me say email. Okay, let me create input field for this. Let me say input. Let me undo the text and say email, and we have to name it as email, right? Keep it simple, don't confuse yourself. Okay guys, here we have to specify the csrf token. For that, let's say open curly braces with percentage symbol. Oh, what went wrong? Okay, let me create another one. Where is the percentage symbol? Let's say cs or token. Okay guys, let's get into the views.py and just say return render. Here we have to specify our request, and we have to specify our file which is inside the mail sender, right? Let's say mail sender slash form.html. Okay guys, let's get into our urls.py. We have to specify our path, right? For that, let me get into urls.py, which is inside the my project. Let me copy this. Okay, let's close this file and get into urls.py, which is inside the mail sender. Okay, let's paste this. I think we don't know this. Let's close this. Okay, let's delete this. Let's delete include. Here we have to import our views. For that, you have to say from this folder, so that we are specifying dot import, let's say views. Okay guys, let's keep it as the home view. For that, I am specifying a empty slash over there. Let's say views dot index. That's it, nothing more than this. Okay guys, let's run our app. It's already running, we don't have any issue. Let's save this and get back to the browser and check. Here we are specifying the path name as mail sender. For that, we have to get into mail sender, right? Mail sender. Here you can see guys, we are successfully getting our form. Let me go to the where form.html. Let's specify a heading over there. This is okay, mail sender, nothing more complex. Okay, just say save it and get back to this controller. Here you can see. Okay guys, let me give a BR over here and another BR. Do we need another one BR? Oh, control save this. What went wrong? Okay guys, let me see another one BR, which is here under the text area. Okay, let's save this and check. Here you can see guys, we have to specify our subject, we have to specify whatever the message, and we have to specify the email. At last I have to specify a button. How can I forget that? Okay, let's say a button, and the type is gonna be submit. Okay, let's say send mail, send, nothing more than that. Okay, we have to get our button, right? Okay, we got our button. Let me add a BR over there. Okay, we got a button. Okay guys, with that said, let's get into the Django, which is views.py. If request dot method is equal to post, right? If the requested method is post, what we have to do? We have to do something, right? Okay guys, let's say subject. Let me say request dot, we have to get it from the form. For that we have to say request dot post dot get with the name, which input has the name subject, just get that as subject. Okay, here the input name, the name is very important. What are the name you have specified here, that's what we have to say in this particular field. For sub I am getting the subject. Okay, I hope you understand. Let's say subject, and we have to say message, right? For MSG, just do the same, just copy this and paste this. Oh, here I have to remove the extra is equal to sign. Okay, let me remove that. Here I have to say the message, not the subject. Okay, let's say message, and at last email, we have to get the user mail, right? Let me paste this and remove the subject and say email. Okay, so let's print out subject, message and email, whether we are getting it correctly or not. For that let me say print. Okay, sub comma message comma email. Okay, let's save this. Before that, we have to send a response, right? We have only specified the response for get. Till now we didn't specify any response for the post method. For that we have to say return http response. Here you can see guys, Visual Studio Code automatically import the http response. The response is gonna be email has sent, nothing more than that. Okay, let's control save this and get back to the browser. Before that, let's check whether we have any error or not. Here you can see guys, we don't have any error. Let's get back to the browser and say testing. Let's write something here. This is test message, test mail, and let's specify whatever the mail, it really doesn't matter for now. Okay, let's say send. Here you can see guys, we successfully get the post response, and here you can see guys, here we are getting the subject testing and the message and the user's mail address. Here it means we are not getting any error in the form or in the views.py. Okay guys, till now we didn't specify anything for sending mail, just we are setting a form and getting the inputs, nothing more than that. Here we have to specify some settings in the settings.py for sending email. For that, let's get back into the emails.py. Just say email host. If you are too lazy to do this, just get into the Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow, how to send mail using Django. Just say Stack Overflow, how to send mail using Django. You can see guys, just click on the link which you are getting at the topmost. Just click on it. Just go down and you will find out a tick mark. Just copy that. Here you can see guys, we are getting the tick mark, and just copy this. You don't have to worry about this, I will explain you. Just copy this guy and paste it over the settings.py. Here you can see guys, I have successfully pasted it. Here you can see our email host is gmail.com because we are going to send email which is from the Gmail. Okay, let's change this to my official Gmail. Let me say this Sahulamed2815 at gmail.com, which is my official mail ID, guys. Okay, we have to change this password. I am not going to display my password here because for security reasons. Okay guys, so you have to specify the correct password, otherwise it doesn't gonna work. You have to specify a port number and you have to specify the TLS connection. You have to say it as true. Okay guys, make sure whether you have entered the correct password. I can't able to display the password because of the security reasons. Okay guys, I hope you have specified everything correct over there. If you have done anything wrong, you will get error. It really doesn't matter. If you are getting any error, just don't get any frustrated. Just go on Stack Overflow. There are many members to help you. Okay, now we have to use a method from Django dot core dot mail, not management, from mail. We have to import. Oh, let me say import. We have to import a method which is mail send. Oh, not mail admin, mail send. Why it doesn't work? Let me get into the Django official website. You have to say Django send mail. Okay, here we getting the topmost link. Click on the link. Just say django.core.mail. That's what I have specified, right? Okay. Oh, I have to say the method send mail, not mail send. Okay guys, here we have to use that method. Let's say send mail. Here you can see it is asking for a subject. Here our subject is sub and it is asking for the message. Here our message is message. Okay, after that it will ask you for the from mail address which you have specified in the settings.py, your official mail address which you have specified in the which you have specified in the settings.py and specified your password, right? That mail id is gonna be our from mail address, which is nothing but my official mail id 2815 at gmail.com. And here the two mail address, the recipient list, here we have to specify inside the list which is gonna be the email. Okay, that's it guys. I think we have successfully completed this. Let me go to the browser and get back to the get request. Okay, before that let me use temp mail for displaying you. Okay, we have to get a mail, right? Here you can see guys, this is the temporary email address. You can get any email address for temporary. I think it is valid for 10 minutes. Here you can see guys, we get a mail address. Just copy this. Okay, let's say testing. Let's say this is a testing mail ID from Django app. Okay, here we have to specify the mail ID which we have copied. Just say Ctrl V. We have to say send. It may take few minutes. Here you can see guys, we are getting something the SMTP authentication error because if you have specified correct password in your settings.py for the email host password, if you have done this two-step verification, it will gonna raise this error. For that you have to get into your Gmail account. Let me say manage my Gmail account, and here just get into security. You have to create a separate password for this app. For that, let's get into the, here you can see guys, I have done my two-step verification. For that I am getting the error even though I have specified the correct password in the email host password. Here I have to create a new app password. Let me say app password. Okay, here you have to specify the correct password. Let me say my correct password. Unfortunately I can't able to say show password. Let's say next. Okay, here let me say mail. Here you have to specify your device. Here there is nothing mine. Let me say other custom name. Let me give it as Ubuntu. Okay, here it will generate a password for me. Here you can see guys, I am getting a password. Let me copy this, and you have to oh sorry, not save. Let me copy this, Control C, and say done. Okay guys, we successfully copied that password. Just get back into the settings.py and paste it over the email host password. If you have done the two-step verification, you have to do this like in this way, otherwise it doesn't work. Let me paste this. Okay, just say Control S. Let's get back to the browser and let me refresh it once again. Let's say continue. Okay, what it went. Here you can see guys, we are getting email sent that means we are getting the success response. Let's get into the temp mail and check it what has happened. Here you can see guys, I am getting a 2 mail which is I have done previously and which I have done now. Let's get into this and check, and let me okay, what went wrong. Here you can see guys, we have getting the same. This is a testing. Okay, let's delete this guy. Okay guys, let me do this once again for you. Okay, let's say testing for demo, testing for something. It's a bad name. Let's say this is something we have to get there. Let me paste that mail ID here. Oh, let me copy that mail ID once again. Let me get into this app. Let's say we have to get send mail dot, we have to get this success response for the post request. Here you can see guys, we successfully getting this success response. We have to get into the temp mail and check our inbox. Let me refresh this. It says your inbox is empty. Wait a minute, we will get. Okay, here you can see guys, testing for something. Here you can see guys, just now I said the subject as testing for something, and get into that. Here you can see this is what we have done there. That's it guys, we are successfully sending mail using Django. The what actually matter is if you have done the two-step verification, you have to create a separate app password. Here you can see guys, I am deleting this in front of your eyes. Don't try to copy this, otherwise it doesn't gonna work. Here I deleted this. That's it guys, just get into the app passwords and create a select app, select device, generate a random password and paste it over there. Simple, just 4 lines of codes. Here you can see we are using a simple method. That's it guys, thank you for watching.